Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Charisma and this is Cole, if you don't know already.
Hence the name of the channel. Nice.
Anyways, we wanted to talk about a topic that has been brought up many times, and we just kind of wanted to address it all publicly rather than responding to each individual comment.
That would take too much time.
Absolutely.
Way too much time.
Yeah, and it is kind of just about me, I guess, and Cole, but more about me being Cole's caregiver and how it seems that I am overwhelmed and that I've lost weight and that I've aged, which is not really good to hear, actually. Even if you're concerned, it's still isn't good to hear.
Right, and it's interesting that people feel the need to, comment on stuff like that at all.
Yeah, but before you all say, ignore all the naysayers, ignore all the haters, yes, we ignore comments all the time. It doesn't affect me personally or us personally, but it is something that we do need to talk about because there are a lot of people who are caregivers for their spouses, and it is a lot to handle. And then just kind of talk about, disability and how Cole is also being more independent too.
Yeah, it's definitely worth addressing because it's a very big part of our life. Being an interrabled relationship, obviously caregiving is going to be a big role. It's interesting thinking back to the beginning of our relationship because if those comments were ever true, it was probably more in that time.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it is true that Charisma took on a lot of caregiving and a lot of stress, and a lot of that was on her shoulders. It really was. It was a testament to her strength that she handled it super, super well, though at times it was overwhelming.
Absolutely, and I think there are times where you may have seen in the video where I did seem a little bit more tired, or I didn't put makeup on because I really just didn't really care to. I just wasn't in the mood, and there are moments where I did feel like I kind of didn't take care of myself as much as I should, and I think that's a lot of things that caregivers go through because you're so used to caring for someone else that you forget to care for yourself.
Yeah, you kind of fall into a rhythm of putting someone else before yourself, and then after you do that for so long, you look in the mirror and you're like, oh man, I'm looking haggard, I need to take some self-care time. And yeah, that is definitely a thing, and caregiver burnout is a common result of too much caregiving too fast and not thinking about yourself enough.
Yes, so it can be overwhelming and it is hard. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my gosh, caregiving is so easy. I have had my struggles, and I've had my struggles asking for help because I am very, 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 very independent, and I just don't ever ask for help.
Yeah.
But lately that is not the case, and I think just seeing those comments within the past year honestly has been interesting because people are assuming that my stress and me being overwhelmed is solely coming from Cole being in a wheelchair and being his caregiver, when I don't know, 60-70% of that stress is coming from other places, renovating an entire house,
and paying for that renovation.
Yes.
Having a wedding and paying for the wedding. Dealing with quarantine. There's a lot going on this year. I think everyone's probably a little overwhelmed right now.
Absolutely. And so we kind of just wanted to address that assumption that all of my stress and all of the stress in our relationship comes from the caregiving aspect of our relationship, because that's not true.
In fact, I would want to argue right now that we're doing better than ever in the caregiving department. I, especially since moving into this house, have seen much more clearly the amount of stress and responsibility that is on Charisma's shoulders, because if something needs to be done in the house, if I'm not able to do it, it's on Charisma. Then if something needs to be done with caregiving and I can't do it, it's on Charisma. So I'm starting to identify that there are more and more things I'm learning I can do. And y'all have seen some of that, learning to go to the bathroom on my own, doing my night routine on my own. These are things that I'm learning to try to free up Charisma and take as much of the load off of her as I can. And I think it's made a difference.
Oh, absolutely. It has completely made a difference. I have, more time in the morning to focus on myself. So every morning Cole goes on a walk with Sophie, and for that 30 to 45 minutes, I get a workout in. I have my own time where I'm by myself, get my own workout in, which is amazing. When Cole gets himself in bed, that takes about 30, 40 minutes. That gives me time to shower, do my own facial routine, take care of myself, take a bath if I want. And those are things that are important for someone to do for themselves. And Cole being more independent has allowed me to do that. But don't underestimate Cole's ability to do things. And I feel like that happens a lot on our channel, is just people are assuming that I am doing everything and Cole's doing nothing when there's a lot that he is doing.
And that's an interesting point. I've been thinking about that a lot because I can't really blame people for having that assumption that I'm unable to do certain things. I carried that assumption for a long time, for years. And that's a big part of the reason why I didn't try to learn stuff, is because like I kind of agreed with everybody else's assumption, or like seeing that people assume that I just, it kind of made me assume the same thing, that I just can't do these things. And now that I am, I'm like, dang, like, that's crazy. I could have been doing this the whole time. And now I'm thinking about people having that assumption of me and how that may have had like a really big effect on my own opinion of my own ability.
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of people in life just need people who encourage them and not make them feel like they can't do stuff. And so if you know somebody who may have a disability, who may not, and you kind of make an assumption that they can't do something, that just doesn't help their self-confidence. And so I think there has been times where Cole has been told that he couldn't do something or it'd be too much. And then he gets that idea in his head that, oh wait, yeah, they're right, it is too much, without even trying to do it. I've been in that same situation where someone's told me, oh, I don't know if you can handle that. And then I think I can't handle it. So I think it's like once you have encouragement in your life and people constantly saying, no, you got this, like I'll support you, then I feel like you get the confidence to do stuff yourself.
Yeah.
We all need encouragement in our lives and people who have confidence in us, and we need to have confidence in ourselves as well.
Absolutely. But man, all this talk about being overwhelmed has me a little overwhelmed right now.
I know.
I think what we need is a little Sophie dance party.
Yay!
But first, we have to take her vest off,
Yes.
because her vest is on and no dance parties while she's working. So if we're having a dance party, let's take that vest off.
Yeah, and then kind of you can see the transition from her being in her vest into being free and how like she understands the difference.
Yes. All right, so let's do this.
Clear up the dance floor.
We always have her sit, and she knows the command dress and undress, so we just have to say undress, and then Charisma will come up and take off her vest.
Yep.
She just waits patiently.
She's just like staring because she kind of knows what's happening. She's like, come on.
And then we give her a command that lets her know that she's free. Free! Free! Good job, Sophie! Good girl!
Good girl!
Good job!
And then she can talk to me. So when her vest is on, we make sure that Cole is the only one giving her commands. So I don't really talk to her. I don't interact with her at all when her vest is on, because she needs to know that she's helping Cole and Cole only. When her vest is off, then we're best friends, aren't we? She gets so excited. As soon as her vest is off, she comes and finds me like, where is she? I want to say hi.
Where's my fun partner?
Yes.
Sophie up here. Good girl. Oh, good girl. That was a good jump.
She's trained to not jump on people. But we have, like, Cole likes to be snuggled and hugged, especially when he's sad, because she's a good, like, comfort, emotional dog, too. But when she meets new people, we're like, like, unless they're okay with it, you do not jump.
Sophie!
Dance, dance, dance. Sophie, Sophie, Sophie. She's loving dancing. Dance party. Dance party.
Oh, she's crawling up. Oh.
Was she really?
Yeah.
She was trying to jump on you?
Yes. Over here.
Sophie. Dance, dance, dance. Dance, dance, dance.
Sophie.
It's their first dance.
Alright, while we have a little dance break, I want to tell you all about Fetch Rewards. With Fetch Rewards, you can save every time you purchase one of Fetch's thousands of participating products, and you can do it fast. All you have to do is scan a receipt, redeem your points, and spend a reward all from your mobile device in a matter of minutes. Literally, all you have to do is scan your receipts. The process literally takes seconds. You don't have to worry about where the receipt is from or what is on it. You just scan your receipts and you get points. It's a simple process. The points turn into gift cards, and you can use gift cards for whatever places you want, like a specific restaurant, Amazon, Visa, even a MasterCard. It's really cool. And you can get these points from anywhere. You can get them from grocery stores, Amazon purchases, e-receipts, even restaurants. We've been using it for a while now, and we've already saved a bunch of money on stuff. We are loving it, and you all should check it out too. We have a link in the description. If you go to the website and use code COLE&CHARISMA, you'll get 4,000 points, $4 value when you scan your first receipt. So download the app now, get your points, and get started saving money, y'all.
All right, I guess we should get back to this video, huh?
Yeah, let's get back to the video. I think she's all riled up. She's getting after her toys. Getting all after her toys.
Oh man. She's going away. She knows. She's like, I'm gonna get out of the way. Alright, let's finish this video.
I'm much less overwhelmed.
I know.
Not only is she a service dog, she is an emotional support dog too.
She really is. A lot of people ask, like, is she actually a service dog? And yes, she is. She's just in training, and it takes quite some time to train a service dog, believe it or not. So
yeah, a lot of time. So we have a lot to learn with her and to train her to do, and that'll come. But she's definitely got the dance party down.
Oh yes, I'm a little out of breath.
Yeah, I am too. I might need some water.
I know.
But so yes, caregiving is definitely something that's always on our mind, ever present on our mind, and that's the case in any interabled relationship that involves caregiving. We know a lot of couples who have gone years, decades, and an interabled relationship with caregiving, and it can work if you find what works for you as a couple. If you find that perfect balance, which takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of communication, you can have a very happy relationship, even if there's caregiving involved.
Absolutely. And then to address the weight loss thing, I don't mind talking about my weight. Like, it doesn't really affect me. But I must say, when we first started this channel, I was working out a lot, and so I was about 140, just pure, not pure muscle, but mostly muscle. So from a young girl, I've always had a very, very hard time putting on weight. I was the skinniest little thing, tiny. And so my comfortable weight is 125, which is exactly where I am now. That's where my body wants to be.
Like the natural weight.
Yes, that's where my body wants to be. And in order for me to gain weight, it's I have to eat a lot and work out and lift heavy weights, and that's how I put on weight. And so right now, what you see is me normal, and I am very healthy in terms of weight. You did see weight loss, and of course it happens with a lot of people. People lose weight when they're stressed, but I mostly lost weight because I stopped working out, and that was the biggest reason more than anything else.
So you're gonna put that back on now that you're working out again?
No, I probably won't get up. I was at 150 at one point, just from muscle. It was unbelievable. Wait, do you want to show a picture of my 150?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we can just overlay it. Yeah. But I'm not gonna get to that point again, just because I just kind of want to just be at a healthy weight. So I am working out and doing more body weight things and small weights just to stay healthy, but I'm not trying to bulk up or anything. I mean, that was a fun phase in my life to do that, but I feel very comfortable with my weight, and I love where I am.
Well, you look good.
Thank you.
I gotta say.
You just said
sorry. That's how I feel, so.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so we do appreciate the concerns, and we understand where they are coming from, and I know that you all aren't trying to be offensive when you talk about weight.
It's out of concern, which is appreciated.
But just also be careful talking about weight, because you just never know what people are going through. That is just always my thing. We try to be straightforward with our relationship, and obviously we do try to show more of the positives, but we do want to make it clear that we do have struggles in our relationship.
Absolutely.
That is normal. We just don't choose to show it all just because we want to be that positive light for people. But also the struggles we have is just typical relationship things, like communication problems and responsibility problems we're still working through.
That's another assumption that we see all the time. We were talking about assumptions a bunch in this video. We have people assume that the disability is the hardest part of a relationship, and we've mentioned this before. It's really not. It's normal relationship stuff, like communicating, making sure we're always on the same page, and we're always a team, and we're always looking out and considering each other. Those are the bigger, stressors in our relationship than disability, which, maybe is not the most obvious thing, but that's the reality, at least in our relationship.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. And we're getting marital counseling, which has been amazing.
Yeah, our counselor is great.
Yeah, so we've been doing it for 3 months now?
Yeah.
But it's just really, really helpful to have marital counseling. And as our family grows, we'll continue to
have family counseling.
Yeah, seriously though, because that's gonna be a big step. And we know having a baby is gonna be a lot. We aren't doubting that for 1 second, but thankfully we have a huge support system that will always be there for us and support us. And we have a bunch of aunties and uncles on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean,
and now we have Sophie. You think Sophie could change diapers?
I would never. Oh my god, that would be the messiest thing ever.
She wouldn't want to. She'd run.
I know.
You
She's
coming back, Sophie? Right here. Oh no. Okay, she's done. So that kind of covers the topic of being overwhelmed. If there are other topics y'all would like to see us cover in a video, let us know in the comments section. We'll take a look down there and see if there's something we can cover.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was nice chatting with you all.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yes, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay positive. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Yes.